You know, there's a lot that I wanted to do a video about. There's some good, like doing an Is It Orky on the Doom Git, cause, well, especially after that Doom Git's Dark Age thingy, there's a lot that I want to talk about. But there's also the Golf Wash and one of the best representations of orcs in video games. Space Marine! Where there was once Bad Moon Shooter Boys and Golf Storm Boys and not just Evil Sun R Boys, Scar Boys, but Boss Grimskull themselves was an evil son. Now, every boy's a golf. Every boy is a golf. Now, Umies with little git thinking would say, that's just a colour, who cares? Well, what if that Umie Captain Titus's mob had different colours on their armour, eh? You know, let's say that they was red instead of blue. Yeah, see, that means that they'd be a part of a different chapter of Space Marine! Colours matter, even Umie colours, cause it identifies them as to what kind of clan or mob that they is a part of. Improved models may suck an arse, but anyway, instead of all that, I want to hear from you, the boys. Answering your orky questions as talk me, you get out a lot of questions. But we got time for 5 and many, so let's not waste any more talking time and get right to it then. Duke Fishron asks, is there a chopper version of a snaz gun? A chopper who's so flash and bespoke that it rivals the Flashgate's need for customization? Well, yes and no. Knowing the fact that the equivalent to snaz guns ain't so common as choppers, stabbers and smashers and such. Because most of the time, boys will seize a chopper and think, yeah, that'll do, and that's the end of it. There might be some variances when it comes to power claws and the lot, but usually a chopper is a chopper is a chopper. But also yes in the fact that there is a slight few orcs with enough style to make a chopper version of a snaz gun, with the best example being Uftak Blackhawk, who has the aptly named snaz hammer. And what makes it like a snaz gun isn't just the name, you know, snaz gun, snaz hammer, but the fact that just like our snaz gun's got different kinds of docker strapped all together, a snaz hammer's got all different kinds of close-up crumping weapons strapped to one thing. See, the snaz hammer is a hammer, but it's also a chopper on the other end. Yeah, see right there? Not to mention it's powered too. So, yeah, there's some gits out there with enough tenacity to make a snaz gun like chopper, but there ain't many. Zoc Canderson asks, what does I think about digger knobs, and what is my favourite slugs for Docker? Well, firstly, while I do appreciate the digger knobs understanding that days is humies and dust is rubbish, so they tries to be like orcs, they can never really be orcs. Days is like, what do humies call them? Oh yeah, weeaboos. Yeah, that's right, days is like weeaboos for orcs. Some think that days is funny, other gits outright hates them, but me, they're odds in the right place, but orcs is orcs and humies is humies. And as for me favourite slugs, well, you can't go wrong with belt ammo, because I mean, Dace is the most convenient of all the slugs. It ain't so easy to destabilise and blow up in your face like custom Mega Blasters got. Plus, unlike clips in magazines that are all solid and take up a lot of space, Beltfed slugs can be folded up and compressed down so they takes up less space. These can fit in any kind of box or bag too. Therefore, users gonna get more slugs for that limited amount of space that she's got compared to the space that clips and mags take up. And not to mention, you can also wear these kinds of slugs too if you can't carry it. Like I said, this is just outright convenient. Let's see here. Jack asks, what is my least favourite Docker and why? Oh, see, this ties right in from the last question. Now, most of you kids might be thinking that I might be hating Hot Docker the most, you know, with the destabilization and blow up in your face. But no. Hot Docker can explode from time to time, but see, yous can prepare for that. However, Weird Docker is something yous can never prepare for. Seriously, I hate Weird Docker, cause it never follows the proper rules of Docker. Fast Docker is fast, Hot Docker blows up sometimes, Blasty Docker blows up all the time, And even Squishy Dakka has consistency at shooting bugs and bug juice and all that kind of stuff. But see, all them is consistent. But Weird Dakka can do anything at any time for no proper reason. See, sometimes Weird Dakka can explode and send you into the warp without ever realizing why. Sometimes Weird Dakka can try to take over your brain, which Dakka should never ever do. And every single time you fire Weird Dakka, you never know if it's gonna be big or small, or whether or not it explodes, or go through walls, or blow up walls. It's inconsistent, you see. Therefore, Weird Dakka is rubbish. Okay, let's see here. Washington Mark asks, out of all the legion of spiky beakies, which ones do I like scrapping with the most and the least? Well, that last one's an easy one. I can't fucking stand fighting them black spiky boys. Firstly, they fall abandon the armless git. Seriously, 13 times to smash a single planet, you still couldn't fucking do it. Oh, I'm sorry, that's right, you did it once, right? Not because that use was cunning or brutal or had good Dakka or good choppers, but because you threw a big old ship into the planet to make it blow up. Really? No scrapping, no Dakka? Nah, you're just throwing a big rock at a planet. And as I said in the Beast video, that's boring. As for my favorite, I loves fighting with them iron gits, cause see, they gets it. They understand the proper use and appreciation of good proper Dakka. They get the job done and done right. And while their boss Primarch may be a bit naff, they just sticking to the fight and they don't get all wrapped up in that chaos called worship shenanigans. I can appreciate that. Plus, they got the best Dakka to loot after the fight too, so, you know, I appreciate that even more. Okay, Geldriff asks, if I was a speed freak, what would I drive or fly? Well, the letter's pretty obvious. A Dakka jet. I mean, come on, it's called a Dakka jet. It's a jet that's got all the Dakka. Reliable Dakka, I can add. Not like them Waz bombers. And as for the former, that's even easier. This little beaut right here, the Boom Dakka Snaz Wagon. Cause I mean, just that name alone is flash as song. Boom, the thing that Dakka does. Dakka, which is self-evident. Snaz, which you know I love snazzy things. And Wagon, again, self-explanatory. And if not to name, then the Zogan gun. I mean, look at this Zogan thing. Now, technically, this is called a mech special. But if you looks at it the right way, yeah, you sees it? Yeah, it's a souped up snaz gun. Spitting Dakka like a squig off eating a particularly sickly snotman. No other buggy can shoot that amount of Dakka, and I love it. And so of course, I'd be behind the wheel of this Zogan thing. Robo Lord asks, if I wasn't a bad moon, what other clan would I be? Honestly, probably an evil son. I mean, they's got the right mentality when it comes to using proper Dakka with their buggies and barks and battle wagons that they love so fucking much. They just lack the proper amount of teeth to buy the really fun stuff. So, yeah, though I is a moon, I can appreciate the sun. Okay, let's see. Mighty Manatee asks, what is the biggest thing a single boy ever tried to crack? Well, that's also an easy one. That would be the speediest of speed bosses, Dakka Gutsmech. I swear, this kid is unstoppable. On the Umie world of Scarlet 6, the Umies tried stomping out War Gutsmech by sending a bunch of their stompers and Umie Gargants. And you know how these things is. They got them big bubble shields that stops a whole lot of Dakka. So, realizing that their Bark of the Apocalypse's Dakka cannon wasn't gonna pop that bubble, Dakka zipped off a ramp and charged himself through the Umie Gargant's bubble field, torching themselves in the process, and smashed through the cockpit of that Umie Gargant and crumped all the Umies that was piloting it. You know, despite missing most of their skin. For a trophy, Dakka took the skulls of the 3 Umie mech boy pilots, which they got to this very day, and the rest, as they say, is history. Okay, Samuel asks, what is my favorite type of squig? Oh, that's also an easy one. You kids just bring me a lot of easy questions. The Dakka squig. I mean, not like squigs as they is, but if you can get the right kind of squig, like a target in Squeak, and hook that kid up to a proper shooter, that they can shoot better than even crots. And get a Squeak big enough and you can put even bigger shoes on them, like death cannons and rocket stormers. Okay, Bailey asks, if I wasn't trying to be a proper Flashgate, then what kind of old boy would I be? Honestly, I think the answer is simple. A mech. I mean, I got a bit of mech in my brain pan so I can understand the casual workings of technological marvels of Orky understanding and Dakka, but I mean, if I ain't shooting the biggest, most flashiest snaz gun that there ever was, at least I want to be the git to build it. Cottle asks, how do shooters work? Oh, you're just thinking about this way too hard, you kid. Look, shooters is simple. You got some box, right? That's where everything gets attached. Next, shooters need barrels, cause where else is a bullet gonna come out of, eh? So, hammer that on. Next, they need bullets, so you've got to find a way to get bullets into the box of the gun. And finally, bullets can't fire without a trigger, right? I mean, what else is you gonna use? Hammer on that trigger, and boom! Shooter! Done! Easy! Next! Ulrich asks, why is we all worried about Makaru when he's just a stupid grot? Well, because unlike other grots, Makaru can at least keep up with the boys. Remember when Gork and Mork sent Gaius School that Umie Ork to turn into their cruiser? Well, that big ship was full of demon things that the boys spent over a week having the best of time fighting. And Makaru? Well, Makaru was able to keep up with the boys all them weeks, waving the banners they were supposed to do. And if it was any other grot, they'd be long dead. But Makaru, days kept going. It's fun to have that little rot around. Okay, Benpo asks, what clan do I respect the most and which ones do I do the least? Well, again, that's easy. Ours is a bad moon, so I respect them the most. And as for the least, it's probably the snake bites, but you kids already know that. No appreciation for proper Dakka, stompers, tanks, you know, the good stuff. Backwards about being forward, says I. Let's see, Mitchell asks, does that startling runt that keeps interrupting me with stupid questions got a name or anything? Well, I mean, Disket? Yeah, they got a name. Annoying! Finally, King Kong Kale asks, how comes teeth is what we use to pay for stuff? Well, for the same reason Umies think they're using flimsy paper, dirty metal, and empty space on the noosphere is fine to buy things. You believe it's all worth something. But see, unlike your stupid Umie money, every orc in the galaxy's got teeth, therefore every orc can buy something. I mean, if you want to nick someone's teeth or sell them rubbish to scam them out of their teeth, to get in question's got to have teeth to swindle, right? You can't have an entire society of teethless gits and expect to make any money off of them, which is something more than a few you humies needs to understand. So, yeah, we use teeth cause they's is right orky, and every boy in the galaxy's got at least a few that you can swindle at any given time. No orc is ever toothless, yet there is the right amount of scarcity of teeth in boys' gobs to make teeth worth something. And I think that's all the questions I've got time for. I hope you learned something, you kids. Proper orky things. Cause that's what we talks about here on this here channel. If you just start hearing about the same Umie things over and over again and want a better, greener perspective on things, then stick around. And speaking of teeth, as always, a big thanks to all the boys and bosses who throws their teeth at us so we can keep making more proper orky videos. You boys is the best. But as always, you little kids, sub up and sog off!